Hey everyone, Ben here, back in AMS2 with a bit of a deeper dive into the current state of the AI in the sim, where I'll run through everything I love and the things that need some work. First things first, you have to say that generally the AI perform very well in the opening lap when it comes to avoiding accidents and running at a decent pace too. This is not always the case in other titles where often the AI can be sitting ducks as the field spreads out. Here, in my experience, it tends to be pretty competitive from the get-go. The second thing in the positive column is that the AI will attack and defend against you, and for the most part, it's pretty believable too. They'll look to capitalise on any mistakes you make, and they won't be frightened to put their nose down the inside and attempt to pass, or fight to hold on to a position. As you can see, looking at the radar here, the AI fancies getting down my inside, to the point where we're side by side on exit, but he just can't get good traction out of the corner and has to slot back in behind. This is impressive for a few reasons. It makes the racing more believable and exciting, but it also demonstrates some decent judgment on behalf of the AI. Likewise, drivers will try to defend and hold on to their position. They won't just jump out of the way as you see in some other titles. This can lead to some exhilarating battles where you're running side by side through multiple sections of track, as you can see on screen here. The AI driver's spatial awareness is definitely improved, as has the movement of AI cars on track. It's generally less jerky and erratic, and that makes it more authentic to look at and more fun to race against. However, sometimes this can go a bit far, as you'll see here. The AI appear to have an unwavering determination and at times superhuman ability to brake later than you. It's almost to the point that wherever you brake, they'll brake later and still hold the corner. This can cause problems in terms of collisions with other AI cars, and it can also tempt you into pushing unrealistically hard and ultimately to crashing out. Perhaps most problematically, often when you do make an overtake, the AI can rapidly fall back from your pace, almost as if they were never as quick as you to begin with, but were getting some kind of support from rubber banding when you were within a certain distance to them. If it isn't that, then it's because they end up stuck in trains, unable or unwilling to pass one another, which sets you free to romp away. We'll jump out of the Formula USA and into a multi-class GT3 and LMDH race at Jerez to take a closer look. Here you can see a string of cars running what I believe to be unrealistically close to each other, especially when you consider that this goes on for lap after lap after lap. Many of these corners are challenging to overtake in, but even when they do approach a braking zone, often the AI will be overly cautious and tuck back in underneath the rear wing of the car ahead, and eventually the cars form a chain, each slowing one another down. That then becomes particularly problematic when it comes to faster classes coming through traffic. As you'll see here, the Cadillac is really struggling as it appears the GT3 field slow down on the racing line in response to blue flags, but also because they're already tucked right underneath each other's rear wings. The struggle to clear the slower class goes on for over half a lap. Meanwhile, all of the GT3 cars remain locked together, with everyone ultimately being massively slowed down. The Cadillac that was fighting for the lead of the race is now 10 to 20 seconds off the front. All of this renders endurance racing against the AI pretty hard to recommend right now. To finish on a positive though, when faster class cars can approach a single GT3 at a time, they are able to overtake. They display the necessary levels of aggression to make moves and slice their way through the field, so this should give us all some encouragement that with a bit of refinement, Reiza will get this right. And one final positive, I do enjoy the fact that AI drivers will, quote unquote, make mistakes. Sure, they're obviously a bit canned from time to time, but it's still a fun addition that with some refinement will help make races feel more dynamic. So there you go, there's lots to like about the state of AMS2's AI, but there's also clearly some areas that need more work. If you want to see more of the AMS2 AI in action, I took a field of GTE cars out around Long Beach. The question is, could they avoid hitting each other while also staying out of the walls?